Hey you guys, it's Megan, and today I wanted to chat with you about some makeup habits that I have broken. And these are steps in my makeup that I used to do like without even thinking about it. I was like, I'm wearing makeup today, so I have to do these steps. And when I actually sat back and thought about, why am I doing these steps? Do I need to be doing these steps? It just like freed me, and I realized I don't need to do them. Obviously we don't need to do any makeup, but I love makeup, and I'm sure you do too if you're watching this. And especially if you watch a lot of beauty YouTubers or makeup artists, and they pretty much always do every single step. I have learned and realized about myself that makeup, I really love it, but sometimes doing certain steps makes me more self-conscious, if that's like even possible. And one of the habits that I have recently broken, and a product that I pretty much stopped using completely, is foundation. And as you can tell, I'm extremely pale, and I would say 90% of foundations are too dark for me. Like the lightest shade in a range is too dark for me, or it looks light enough but then it oxidizes and then I look like a floating head and my neck is super pale. Because I don't usually take my foundation down my neck because then it won't match my hands. So that started getting me thinking, like, I always have to change my foundation color with white foundation, which is such a great tool to have if you are very, very pale. But then I took another step back and was like, do I even like wearing foundation? Do I even feel like I need to wear foundation? And I am very obsessed with skincare as well as makeup. So I have taken very, very good care of my skin for, I would say, the past like 7-8 years. I didn't take good care of my skin at all in high school and the beginning of college. I would go to bed with my makeup on all the time. But then like my sophomore year of college, I started really getting into skincare, which is also when I started my YouTube channel. So that was a really big turning point for me because I stopped wearing makeup to bed. If you wear makeup, please, please, please take off your makeup before you go to bed. My pillows would be covered in mascara and like foundation and stuff, and it was just not cute. So also back in those days, I used to only wear powder foundation. And I was like, why did I start always wearing liquid foundation? And it's just because that's what everyone does on YouTube. They just like get their liquid foundation, pump it out, and they usually use like way, way, way too much, and then like paint their face with it. And I think that foundation is awesome. I have used foundation for many, many years, recommended many different foundations to you guys, and I still have 3 foundations that if I want to wear foundation, I have those, especially Estee Lauder Double Wear. That's a really great foundation that you can sheer out or build up that is perfect for like photography or like a special occasion or something. So I do like to have that in my stash. But for the past, I would say 2 months, I have only been wearing concealer, and it has been so freeing. And I thought that it would be like weird to only wear concealer, but that's all I really need, which I'm very fortunate that I don't really have a lot of like skin discoloration. Like I have redness, which is why I would always cover up with foundation first. But then I realized most of my redness is on my cheek area, and I put blush and bronzer and highlighter on those areas anyhow, so do I really need to cover it with foundation first? And the realization I came to was no, I don't feel like I need to. So the combo that I have been using the most recently that works so well for me is using more of a corrector shade and then a more skin tone shade. So I love the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is my all-time favorite concealer. I have gone through so many tubes of this over the past like 4 years or so, and the color Creme Brulee Light 2.5 is my corrector shade. This is a much more peachy tone compared to my skin, which is perfect for under my eyes to like counteract like blue and purple colors. And then Vanilla is that like neutral shade that more so matches my skin. So I put the Creme Brulee on first, just like a little swipe, and then blend the Creme Brulee shade out, and then I put a little bit of Vanilla on top. And it's not full coverage, but it's the coverage that I want. Like, I like seeing my skin. I like looking more or less natural. And I realized that I just really like how this looks. It's not 100% full coverage. It's not like making my face a perfect blank canvas. But when I see people that I think are just so beautiful in real life, more often than not, they are either not wearing makeup at all, or they are wearing very, very minimal makeup that just accentuates their natural beauty. I just love eye makeup, but for face makeup, I just realized that I really don't like wearing it. And so I just do my under eyes and then like blend the excess out around the rest of my face, but I avoid this area because this is where that like line of demarcation always is. Like if you're wearing a foundation and you see like the line kind of on your face. So I don't even bring anything down here. And I have some like scarring and some like capillaries or whatever from when I was in a car accident in college. And this is just how my skin looks, but it's not so like bad to me that I want to cover it up. And if I did, I could just do a little spot concealing instead of wearing a full face of foundation. And then I think a step that really helps just make everything look cohesive is just setting everything with a sheer wash of like translucent powder. So I love my Guerlain Meteorites. These have a little bit of color correction with the different color like balls. And so I just focus mostly where I put that concealer, but then I buff it all over my face, including like my cheeks and my jawline. So then it kind of just gives that little bit of diffused look to the skin without wearing full on foundation. And I just feel so much better throughout the day. I don't feel like I have to keep checking like, did it oxidize or whatever. So that has been a huge game changer for me. And like I said, I've pretty much gotten rid of all my foundations just because I don't see myself like going in the opposite direction and wearing a full face of foundation really often anymore. So I have a few if I want them, but for the most part I got rid of them. And then my other step in my beauty routine that I have completely like stepped away from is filling in my eyebrows. I have very like prominent, I guess, eyebrows. They're full, they don't really have a lot of sparseness, they're probably not the perfect brows, but I used to literally fill them in with pencil, go over them with tinted brow gel, and I just feel like it looked very heavy because I already have pretty like dark and just like bigger eyebrows. So what I realized I like if I want to fill in any sparseness is this Benefit Brow Precise Micro Filling Pen, or Brow Micro Filling Pen, not Brow Precise. And this is just like a little like marker that makes very like kind of light strokes, and it's just perfect. I use the shade light brown, and at first I didn't know how much I liked this because I was so used to using brow pencils. And again, I never used to fill in my eyebrows until I really started watching YouTube and like being on YouTube and stuff like that. It's just a step everyone does, and I never thought about like, why am I doing this? Do I need to do this? Like, I just never really thought about what I was doing. I just did it. And so also I have received many brow pencils from Benefit because I'm fortunate to get PR from them, but I just don't really use them anymore. So I do like this product if you already have pretty like full brows and you just want a little bit of like a polishing touch to it. And then recently for my tinted brow gel, I've been using this Kosas, well, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like their tinted brow gel in Auburn, because the reason I even started doing my eyebrows was because I dye my hair a different color than my natural hair color. And I know this lighting isn't that great, but it's a like reddish tone brown. So I like to use a reddish tone brow gel. So I'll either use this just by itself, or like I said, sometimes I'll use the microfilling pen, but I'm not like literally going over my entire brow with a brow pencil, which is what I used to do. And I'm not saying it looked bad. I'm not saying like you shouldn't use it, but it's just like realizing, why are you doing these different steps, and maybe changing them or like completely omitting them fully. So if I didn't dye my hair, I would just use clear brow gel, and the one I love is the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. This is tough stuff, you guys. Like, if you want to do the laminated brow, which I don't even know if that's still trendy, but this is the best brow gel ever. It like literally holds your brows like perfectly in place, and I don't use this very often, but when I do, it keeps them looking sharp. So if I didn't like dye my hair a different color, I would just either use clear brow gel or just brush them out and not use anything in them. But I do like to make them a little more warm tone, just for my personal preference. So those are two things that I have changed and stopped doing in my beauty routine, just from like asking myself, why am I doing this? And I guess what I realized by omitting these steps in my beauty routine is that obviously all of this is unnecessary, and we love it because we love beauty for whatever reason it is, and it's one way that I can be artistic and express myself. I'm such a bad artist in every other avenue of like artisticness, but with makeup, I love doing my eyeshadow. I love like playing with colors and just realizing how to like accentuate different parts of my face. But a lot of stuff that I've just like autopilot done, I don't really need to do it, is what I've come to the realization of. And that goes in line with how I've been decluttering a ton and just realizing like a lot of products all do the same thing, and do I really need all this stuff? So it's kind of like all these realizations are connected, and all these different habits I'm doing are definitely connected. But I wanted to give you guys an update on what I have stopped doing, because I thought that it was just interesting to think about with your own beauty routines. Maybe there are things like if you have really amazing eyelashes, but you always wear fake lashes. Like maybe you love wearing fake lashes and you should keep wearing them, but maybe you've just been wearing them because you see everyone else apply them, even if they have great lashes. Like when I see influencers with like literally perfect skin, like Desi Perkins, she has perfect skin in my opinion from what I can see from her videos, but she still applies foundation every time. And that's totally her choice, and she should keep doing it if she feels confident like doing that. But I think it subconsciously tells the rest of us that don't have perfect skin that like even people with perfect skin use this product, so you better use it too. And I know that's not like what message she's trying to say, but just like subconsciously that's how I feel like I've interpreted that particular part of makeup. And so just trying to break my autopilot, like I said, and change my habits to use makeup in a way that just accentuates and not fully covers up, because I don't think most of us need to wear full coverage foundation, but if that's what makes you feel your best, you should absolutely keep doing it. It's such a personal thing, like makeup in general, and so I just kind of wanted to put this out there as like a thought starter or a conversation starter to hear what you guys have to say, and if there is any step in your beauty routine that you have recently stopped or you've been thinking about stopping. Like, you definitely have to be intentional about it, because if I never would have thought about it, I would have just kept putting on foundation and filling in my eyebrows like really heavily every single time. But if you like step back and think about it, you might realize you don't really want or need to do those steps. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope this was a interesting video topic for you, and definitely let me know any of your feedback. And I'm loving having these chattier videos with you guys about more like, I don't know, just like deeper things that are related to beauty, but I think could be applied to many aspects of our lives. So I hope you all are doing super well and staying safe and healthy, and I will see you very soon. Bye!